I just pulled up on your address. Girl, you always ask me that. Got some money for the night, yeah. New job, had to pull up on you right away. Tell your friends, let's throw a party, girl, don't ask questions. I got this cash for you, you gotta pass with me. Girl, don't you act, baby. Girl, don't you act, baby. I know you.
So now that I've owned my 2015 BMW M235i for over a week, and yeah, I know that's not a very long time, but it is enough time for me to sort of settle in with the car a little bit and really learn the first impressions and just kind of an overall feel about how this car drives, how it works, and how I like it. So I thought I would just give you guys a quick video. Obviously I'm in the car right now, but just talking about my overall impressions. How has this car been so far in the week that I've owned it, and what are my initial thoughts? I will be having a more in-depth full review on this car coming very soon on the channel as well, but I want to have some more time to break the car in, so this is more of an initial first thoughts type video, as I've sort of stated already. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, first thoughts on this car. Well, I absolutely freaking adore and love this car so much. The M235i is everything that I could have wanted in a performance sports car BMW, and more. This car is just incredible to me, and really, like, I have such a hard time finding flaws with it. To me, this car is just, I have zero regrets. Let's start with what matters the most, obviously, and what I think you guys are going to care about. What is the performance like on this thing? Well, it's pretty quick. Initially, I thought that, okay, you know, I owned a 335i N54 that was tuned, so, you know, how much faster can this thing be stock, if it's any faster at all? And to be honest, I am just blown away with the performance of this thing. Now, this car has 320 horsepower stock and about 332 pound-feet of torque, but according to a lot of dyno videos and a lot of independent shops that have dynoed these cars, they dyno right around 305 to 310 horsepower at the wheels, which when you do 15% drivetrain loss and at the motor, that equates to roughly 350 horsepower. So these cars are underrated stock, and it definitely feels quicker than about 320 horsepower. This thing has some punch to it. I was stating when I first got this car to a lot of my friends that this car actually feels like my 335i when it was tuned like stage 1 plus, but it even feels a little bit quicker than that. And I think part of the reason has to do with the 8-speed automatic gearbox on this car. It just annihilates gear shifts. I mean, like, this thing just bangs through gears like there's no tomorrow. And the transmission on this car is just incredible. It's so adaptive, and the way that its intelligence is able to sort of predict gear changes, whether you're in automatic mode or sport mode, it's just a very, very smart gearbox. It knows what gear you want to be in, it knows when to hold gears, it knows when to shift. And when you're in manual mode, I mean, man, you hit the paddle and there is no delay like my last car. So power, transmission and stuff, for now, I am extremely, extremely happy. I can't even imagine what this car will be like when it is tuned. In addition to that, the overall interior and just build quality on this car feels so good. Something about these F-Series cars, they get a lot of hate for the interior feeling cheap, not being as luxurious and as, you know, high quality, I guess you could say, as Mercedes and Audi. And by design, you know, they do look a little bit more on the pedestrian side. You don't, compared to like a Mercedes or an Audi, it doesn't feel as luxurious, but this is just a very, very dressed up, business focused, sports car focused interior. It is really, really comfortable. It's extremely ergonomical. Everything is really simple to use. The technology package with the iDrive system is just fantastic. Bluetooth connectivity, the screen, even how it says M235i when you're driving is just a really, really cool little touch with this car. And, you know, the steering wheel with the paddles being so prominent on it, I just love it. You know, it's everything that I could have asked for, like I said. The seats provide quite a bit of bolstering. They're very sporty, you know, for being factory non-M seats. And, you know, the sunroof, the Harman Kardon audio system, just everything as a package is just really, really impressive. Handling. This car feels like it's on rails. This car is not that much lighter than a 335i or a 435i equivalent, but it's only about 150 pounds or so lighter, but for some reason it just feels way lighter than both of those cars. This car feels like it's on its feet. It's very, very tossable. Now, in regards to the handling, there is a little bit more body roll than I would like to admit personally. This car, it still handles very well, like I said, and with the Michelin Pilot Super Sport summer tires that this car comes with, they're only 245s in the front and 245s in the rear and 225s in the front. But my God, this thing grips. It really can take corners pretty damn fast. And you can really, really push this car into very, very intense speeds in the corners. Now, the steering is also one of the things that I really like about this car. A lot of people hate on the car and the F-Series for the steering because BMW went to a electronic steering rack, and they kind of ditched that hydraulic steering system that provided so much great feedback and feel. But on this car with the M235i, I'm pleased to say that there's actually a good amount of feedback for an electrical power steering system that comes through the wheel. It's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be, and I think only like really die-hard enthusiasts are gonna care about that. So the steering is nice and light when you want it to be in comfort mode, and when you're just driving around town, you don't really need a very heavy steering system. You only really care about that when you're driving fast and you're going through canyons and whatnot. You kind of want a nice weighted steering feel, and this car definitely provides that. The steering can get pretty heavy when you put it in Sport Plus mode and you're really kind of getting on the car, and it provides enough feedback, I'd say, to where you can feel the road, but it's not anything overbearing. And for me personally, I really like that. I don't really have any complaints. It is a little numb. It's not as feedback based as my E92 was, but really at the end of the day, it's something that I can cope with. It's really not a deal breaker by any means to me. So yes, like I stated before, guys, I really, really love this car. I just made it home actually, and it's just incredible. I will have a more in-depth review that kind of really goes into detail about a lot of things about this car. I'm gonna have a video about a few minor things that I dislike about the car. I'm gonna have a video about things I absolutely love about the car. And just tons of content is to come on this car, so stay tuned, guys. I'm really, really excited. I hope you guys just kind of really enjoyed this quick update video, and let me know what kind of content you guys want to see regarding this thing. Lots of stuff is going to be coming for it, like I said, but if there's anything in specific that you want to see, let me know, and if enough people also want to see it, then I will be sure to put a video out regarding that. So with all that being said, please give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you all in the next one. Later, guys.